working? Nope, nope, nope. Yeti, right. Yeah, few problems. I think it is my whole setup that's broken. Hi, Craig. I think that stopped the problems as people start coming back. I think I managed to break it by adding too much to it. And I don't know whether changing between... Looks like this. Oh, I think I've just crashed it again. Yeah. So there is something on this one breaking it. So that one's working. Is it still twitching with you guys? Ah. Let me try something else. Aha. Alright. Webcam. I'm getting there. Video capture device. Turn that one off. No, no, no. Right. Has that come on any better? Or is it too loud? Good, bad, indifferent? I am definitely working on the fly here because... Cool. Right. Hello, everyone. Sorry, we have had slight technical difficulties. I've gone to an old one, so I'm going to remove some of the bits and pieces as we're talking. I don't know what suspenseful is. So I'll take that off. I'll leave the logo on, but move it up there. Top overlay. That's fine. Top donator removed. Webcam. I've took the webcam off. That's good for now. Test stream. Video capture device. Right. Hello and welcome. The chat is not showing either. I don't know how to get that. Let me have a look on the other one. I might be able to see it. And cool. I don't think it's been pushed to the other stuff now, is it? Anyway, I'll spend another day looking at all of the problems, and I do have another system to get it up and running. Anyway, hello, welcome, and oh man, I'm not going to be able to. Might have to be some good old-fashioned manual zooming on the painting stuff. So I've still got the little gobbo to finish off at some point. We got a bit more of the brazier done. Yeah, it's going to be manual. Playing around with stuff. So yeah, a bit more of the brazier done. I want to try and get some OSL done round where that is white. That should all be yellow, but we'll get that done in a bit. But we have something new. I had to play around with them earlier while I was watching some telly. We have some trees. We're going to use these for War Machine. Been printing them out at work. I've probably done about 20 now. They're great just as they are, if you really wanted just to go like that. But I've had a bit of a play today, and I got one to round about this. Yes, old frick. Earplugs. So it's just all I did was a quick blast over with a couple of greens. That's one that hasn't been finished off as much yet. There's no wash being done on that one. Not sure why, but the wash went a bit funny. It could do with it being about a 30-year-old wash, but I don't know what's in. Might be one of those ones where we give it another go, see what happens. But I've also got one here that I wanted to try dry brushing. I've got some nice new big dry brushes. So I was thinking about putting a base coat down on it with a big brush, and then going at it, looking good. Dinner's done. I know, I can smell my dinner as well. We're all running very late tonight, so I know for a fact my dinner's going to come halfway through, and I'm going to get a chat and eat dinner. So I have Pro Acryl Black Green, which I think I might try if it is open. Something else that we're going down the route of in the shop, which will turn up hopefully, I'm hoping this week, but there's a chance it'll be next week, is we have the new Privateer Press, no, not Privateer Press anymore, Steamforged Games P3 paints, which should turn up hopefully this week sometime ish, if not early next week. we've got the full paint rack coming. Yeah, that green will go over as a, I'm just doing it as a heavy blast. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it being, oh yeah, the green showing through. More of a base green than an actual green. We'll do more of the dry brushing once the green goes down and dries a bit. Yes. There we go. Yes. There's only like 6 models, wasn't there? There you go. Yeah, no worries, Matt. I do, however, have, I think my next batch will be turning up as well. So yeah, that's just a big dry brush that I've just used to blast over the whole base coat, which does look quite good. I won't put the hairdryer on, it will deafen Darren again. So what these were they were the green when we got. I sprayed them with black, which you can just see underneath. And then there was an airbrush of, oh, look at this. What airbrush colour did I use first? I started with, not camo green. Or was it camo green? Oh yeah, started with camo green, then yellow green, zenithal down, and then the bright green mixed in with the yellow, what was left of the yellow green, to give it the brighter colour. And then on top of that, this one had that got us to there, so you can see the difference in the layers. Yes, these are filament printed, which puts them in for about £2.5–3 each, which I think that it's ideal for what we need. And as I say, I've got about 20 of them on the table at the shop in bright green, and then I just need some washes over them. So this is why I brought these home, so I can have a bit of a play around with different colours. As I said, that wash possibly wasn't the best wash to use for it. What green washes have I got kicking about? More Agrax, more old washes. I think Camo Shade's one of those ones that it's a bit too green. Or is that the Bale Tan that's bright green? Corellia's blue. Bale Tan. Oh no, the camo shade's the one that I should use. So, yeah, they were the ones on that set you found me, Darren. So this is just a bit of standard green. Athonian camo shade. I'm not adding to it. I'm not taking anything away. I'm just going to... What's the biggest brush that I've got that isn't a... it is a 3 Claws. I think this is one of the wolf brushes. So I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue having different, I was going to say flavours, but different colours of green, because even the same type of tree a lot of the time can be different colours and shades. So this is just, these are the old GW shades. There's nothing, it's not the new set. There is a slight difference in the new sets. They're using more of the stuff to do with yeah, a few bits for it's slightly different to the older stuff, and I've got a few pots of the older stuff kicking about. Things like the Agrax, that seems different. The Nuln Oil was different. No, there was no badges involved. Just, I don't know. Oh, don't know who that is. That basher is no one that I know. Definitely no one. Don't know who Basher is. Oh, come say hello. You won't get seen because
oh, okay, good.
My camera's I found out what's wrong with my camera.
Your webcam?
No, the other stream's broken.
I can't get into my Twitch account at all. So.
Oh, but look at this.
That's fully Tom. Tom did everything.
That's Taco Tuesday.
I was too busy playing with my fish.
So, I'm
Probably
going.
one of the most messiest meals for you to have while streaming. But there you go.
I'll go on what you mean.
At least no one can see you get it down your face now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still here, and in the most professional manner ever. I've got taco to eat. Anyway, how is Ian this fine evening? There was no bullying at all. There wasn't even any badgering. And I've got a Lewis that I can prove that with. Have you decided which faction you're going for yet? They're not bad, these two, at making food. Exactly, Darren. Which three? with Darren painting the cricks, I have like the cricks looks cool. I like the glowy effects and stuff like that. Yeah, the dusk look. Orgoth. I did Trolls before, but our original Trollbloods it's actually come out really nice. Yeah, I think they look alright. They're not too bad. Yeah. I've gone with Kadar. I've started painting up the league prize or league entry model that hopefully everyone will get. But instead of doing him in brown clobber, I did him in the Kadar red colours. Right. These are also the objective markers. Another one for me.
Yeah, do you want it? I've had a wrap and I'm full. There you go, mate.
Bringing more food to me and saying, do I want it? Oh. So yeah, I'm sorry about this. I shouldn't be eating while, but we've had a bit of a rush day, dropping stuff off, picking stuff up, getting some space cleared at the shop. Yeah. Yeah, Tom's moved in. I am considering a second faction for myself, for the simple thing of having something to paint on the stream. I quite like the look of the 2-player starter sets as well, so and the new ones. See if I can. We have, and I'm hoping it works. Aha. Let's see if I can do a screen share. Oh. A web-based browser source. Add source. Screen 1. Add source. Nope. That's not what I was needing to do. Beautiful some package. Where is that? Delete. Well, that had some heat in it. Window capture? Yay! Fit to screen. Cool. So we have the web page up and running with everything on. Our prices, what stuff's going to be and stuff like that. We've not managed to get all the stock we wanted straight away. We've got a chunk on back order. But there is a lot of stuff, including a War Machines book. All set up so we can actually see so Khador. That's the Khador stuff that we can get hold of. The expansions, the battle boxes, the Annihilate Cadre and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a War Machine section on the website now, mate. So what I've done is I've put up there the stuff that we've got access to at this moment in time. So you can go on there and like for your Cricks one, there's the 4 Cricks that we will have access to. Oh, don't know what you're on about. This is a whole new thing. Couldn't possibly comment. There we go. So we can get it a bit bigger in the center of the screen. And as if by magic, yeah, I don't know what you're on about, Dan. Nothing to say here. Yeah, so that'll be the prices going forward. Cygnar, you've got the 2-player battle set. The other 2-player set, it will be going up this week. Yeah, the Chimera box set. And we'll also have the new Cygnar set coming out. We've got a couple of them on order, so correct. We've said we'd do the first round at £50 each and a free entry to the event, so it's doubly good doubly good. I did have a list of what exactly is coming, but I've been promised I should get everything that we ordered in time for the event, in good time for the event. But that being said, we are relying on America at the moment, getting stuff out of the country. Yeah. But yeah, we have a small amount of second-hand stuff that's going to be building up. And yeah, hopefully the event should be quite entertaining. And some scenery, as I said. That looks like it's got frost on it. But it was just the... For some reason the wash did that. I'll pick some of this off. I've done the rocks. I don't know if you can actually see the rocks, but I've done the rocks as bronze or copper nuggets in the floor to go with the steampunky type feel. There is a whole load more files that Darren found that I need to get printed. I did one of the houses and some of the scatter as well, but I concentrated on getting a load of trees done first. Yeah, I think it's because it's how old it is as well. I can't see if it's got a date on it. Uh, 2012. That is a 12-year-old pot of Agrax Earthshade. Yeah, it's quite an old pot. So yeah, that's starting to dry off. And then I'll go at the bottom and stuff like that. That black green is very black. So now we've had the black green, let's go with, this is camo green, which is a bit brighter. I'll use the same dry brush because I just want it, I don't want it too thick and I don't want it too thin, but we're going to go down over. To just get certain parts of it. Trying not to hit the entire model like we did with the first layer. So as you do that, what happens is it doesn't hit all of the model. So you're taking the brush down and you're pulling it off and you're just keeping repeating, going down. Again, this is a very, you'll hear people calling it doing zenithal highlighting and stuff like that. You can do it with the airbrush where you spray it green, take it to a 50-degree angle spray a slightly lighter green, then go to 25-degree angle, do a slightly lighter green, and then go from straight down and do a lighter green again. Without an airbrush, it takes a little bit longer, but what you're doing is you're drawing the paint down. If you look from underneath, you can see it still looks black. From up top, it's starting to look greener and greener. It takes a little bit longer, but not everyone has airbrushes just kicking about to use. There we go. So we're keeping it the same as what we've done. I'll stick the yellow green in the same way. And to be honest, cleaning the brush and having the brush doesn't really matter at this stage because it's all merging in and blending together. So again, just if you also want to stop it round about here on the tree level, it starts to give more like shadow to the underside of the branches. And I forgot to turn my phone off. If I was determined that I was going to do a wash after this as well, what I would tend to do is, like I did with these two, is I went to a very bright green. And then when you put the wash on, it backs it off. So if you think about it, you turn the brightness up to 11. And then when you put the wash over it, it dulls it back down to 10. And you can see it's picking up little bits and little bits. So the next one that I used on these was Bright Pale. And again, same place, same brush, not too fussed about cleaning it. Mix it in to this area. And this should give some quite stark contrast because this is where it gets quite a bright colour of it being like a pastel green rather than a tree green. Yeah. If you take it a little bit beyond it on some of the highest peaks, and that's where you get exactly the same effect as you would with an airbrush. Darker at the bottom, going up to a bright colour at the top. And it works the same with pretty much any colour. We went through black green, camo green, yellow green, followed by the bright pale green to get that fade. I know sometimes I get asked, how do I know when to stop? I don't. I just keep going till I'm happy with it. But again, that would work without a wash. I'm actually quite happy with that. So that's what one with a wash. That's the one that we just washed with green wash. So taking this one that was that bright green, taking a very, very light approach, you can pick up some of the bits, and I'm just whisking it over the top. It's actually lighting it, like brightening it quite a bit. It's not a doomy and gloomy tree. There you go. Let's just put some edge highlights over it. Just where the brush is catching it going down. Yeah, so I do like that one, how it's come out. I'll see what this one's like when it's dry. I think that's a bit more. Yeah, it's a bit. Has a bit more realism to it than what looked like a bit of a mucky tree. I'll clean my brush off. There we go. I know you're not seeing much of me at the moment, but is the stream jittering or has it stayed okay? Cool. I'll do another setup. There was another setup that I had. I'm sure I downloaded it. And it was a new one to do for Kickstarting the new stuff off, but we were quite busy today. Zoe's been halfway around the country picking stuff up, dropping stuff off. I had the final bits of the electrical work done today, so we're just waiting for the final thing for getting the electric signed off, and we're good. Right. I'm going to use burnt sienna. That's going to get the tree base done. This is just going to be... So these are actually meant to be a dry brush, like a more controlled dry brush. Oh, I'm not kidding, they're a really good basing brush as well. See, I do the brown on there first, for the simple fact is, if I hit any of the rocks, they're just getting turned black grey anyway. So I don't have to be that neat. There we go. I don't know who I think it was Mark I was speaking to this week about painting. And it goes back to the whole thing again of you can sit and paint and do fine detail and go to the nth degree and stuff like that. But if you can turn around and find half a dozen ways to cheat to get that to that colour and that gradient and stuff like that, you can rattle out miniatures under the same pretense and the same system just by finding ways to cheat. It's a real good job. You lot can't see what I've just dribbled down my face. Half a cup of coffee gone. Great. Anyway, we will get back to these streams being somewhere close to professional-ish. Right, the darkest one. I'd like to get some of the I'd like to get back to where we can do the gallery, where you lot stick your painted stuff up and then I can share it across, because that was really popular when we were doing it before. Again, big brush, starting on the outer edge. And then just taking it up to the base of the tree. We are going to wash it, so it doesn't have to be that perfect. And also the other thing is, this is scenery. It's not your miniatures. It's not the commander of your army or anything like that. So covering some of the where you haven't painted between the lines perfectly and stuff like that, hiding that with wash is, yeah, it'll still look great by the time you've finished with getting it done. There's some great videos out of them there about how to get scenery painted quick, how to rattle through tables worth of like scenery in a half day and stuff like that. And all of it is just work your way from the bottom up, not physically, but from your light dark colours to your light colours. Do the biggest bits first, like we did on the Gobbo. We did him all red and then went back and then started to pick out the green. Then I need to do the gold trim. The reason I'm not doing him is zooming in is a bit much at the moment, so I'm now going to put my food to one side and so yeah, we've got the grey. I'll do the couple layers of grey once it's dried out. We'll get a wash down from there down over, because I quite like how that actually looks rather than cutting over the top of it. And as Darren, as you said, for them being FDM, they're absolutely spot on. Sweet. Covered up some of that. I think I must have caught it on something. As you can see, it's just the bright green underneath. You could replace some of this. I had thought about it, but then again, it's only scenery. I was going to cover some of the grey with sand texture, but I think the brown wash on that one's come out really well. The green on this one seems to be, because I dried that one. I think that could have gone like that because I dried it with a hairdryer. But I'm trying to save Darren's ears tonight, so I've got bits and pieces there ready to go. There's a couple of bits that need to dry out, so I won't jump at that too much. Right, is that the right super glue? That is the new super glue. I treated myself to a bottle of new super glue, just for the streams at home. So, what needs doing on that? The glow around the top. Wonder if I have any kicking about. I'm hoping for some Casadora yellow. Casadora yellow, or whatever it is. I remember having some prepared ages ago in a little dropper bottle for airbrushing. Well, that's a blast from the past. Watered down Razor Rust. We've got the green there. Avaland, Iron Warriors. That's the one. Did I say I meant Lamentas. So this is another hard to get pot of paint. This is Lamentas Yellow Glaze. And an airbrush. So I'm going to use my Infinity. It's got green paint in by the looks of it. I can't remember what I used. Oh, I've used it for the trees earlier. That's why it's got green in it. Yeah. Let's give it a quick clean. And then a little bit of Lamentas Yellow, if I can open it. There we go. So I'll quickly try it on a. Yeah, that's cool. So what I want to try and do is get around the glowy bit of the fire. Oh, magnet. Thank you. I wonder if this seems to be clogging quite a bit on the. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's brightened the whole thing up quite a bit. So yeah. Because you're spraying straight down at that angle there, it literally hits where the light from the flame would hit anyway. So it's a cheat again, another cheat, but it gets to show you where the light's coming from. So it's a bit easier to like pick out the bits. That's why you see a lot of people doing this zenithal. They'll do the zenithal, they'll do it a black base colour followed by a white zenithal highlight, and they don't actually use that to to do a wash or to do a speed paint over. They just use it as a reference of where the light and dark areas need to be. I'm hoping that this is the orange from that set. Or the red. Possibly the red. But it is definitely needs a couple of drops up there. So my idea was, while it's still wet, just drop some flame into the holes, if that makes sense. It gives more of an effect of flame. Cool. Obviously once that dries, it'll show up a little bit better. What you can do from that point is do a very light black dry brush, and I mean very light, just on the tips, and it makes it soot-like. So yeah, quite happy with that. I'll use that as my 50mm objective marker. Is there any of that green left? Camo shade. Just doing a bit of the camo shade round the actual area where you probably get moss and that sort of stuff. It looks very clean on some of it. So there you go. That should give a different shade to the centre part of it. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, that's a quick centrepiece. I don't know if people weren't here last week. All it was sprayed black, then a heavy dry layer of Balthazar Gold to get the bronze colour, then lilac into all of the recesses, then a quick dry brush over the top once the lilac had gone dry, with Balthazar Gold again, and then we just built up the top with white through the airbrush. We used Liquitex white ink, built up a glow area, and then we've just built the glow with a little bit of yellow. Oh, there was the Casandora yellow. So we used the shade last week, and then we've used the two glazes this week to finish it off. So it comes out like that. Hello there. So I'm going to call that done. Quite happy with that. That can go over there. Now, tree one. Yeah, I'm good with that. As I say, it's just scenery, so tree 2 does still need a bit of drying time, but again, once that's dried down there, I'll do the same. I'll put a little bit of lilac on the bits and pieces. It's good. Now the stream's sort of working. We don't have it twitching out all the time. This one, could do with a bigger, flatter dry brush to get in there. So I'm going to use the warm grey and the great dry brush palette. Again, these are all Procryl paints that I'm using these days. I've got some other bit coming, some other paint coming that I'm going to give some bench time to, which is the new P3 paints. They've just gone through to invoice, so we should have the rack of them pretty soon. So again, just a quick brisk dry brush to pick out some of the rocks. As we know, this will get dampened down a bit once I've put the wash on, and I'm thinking of trying the new Darkstar wash. Well, not so new. It's new to me because I've only had it in the painting repertoire for a couple of months, but I've had it on the to-do list for quite a while, probably 6-8 months. But we've not been doing many of these streams, so yeah. So the Darkstar, I'm thinking Midnight Shroud, because it's meant to be very much like yeah, not Nylac, Nuln. So let's give it a blast. Don't need that much. I'll go back to my big broken toad for this one. A bit more control, and so go around the base of the tree, and then base of the rocks. Yeah, this goes into the crevices a lot more than anything that I've got, because this, I'll show you in a sec, this has some really serious flow improver and that sort of stuff in, because you don't see this on the other ones. But let's see if we can get a zoom in, and look at the print line showing up. That is well impressive. Not for the print lines, but that this wash is picking out that kind of level of detail. That is pretty good. That's the water to clean the airbrush with. He's done. He's drying. He's drying. I don't know. I know what we were going to try was this is my limited edition Luke that I've done nothing with for about 2 or 3 years. Miniatures Zero. So what I wanted to quickly try was the new heavy titanium white from Procryl. This is one of the signature range paints. Can't even see whose signature white it is, but if anyone knows me and how much I've ranted and raved about the bold titanium white, that by far is the best paint on the market ever. I would like to know how this one's going to go, so I'm going to use the helmet there and see what it does. It does come out quite thick. Yeah. So over white, I think it's as you would expect. But you know who I've got over here that hasn't been out for a long time? Anyone that's followed my streams in the past will know this guy. He's probably got about 30 layers of paint on him now, just through us doing testing on various parts of his body and stuff. So he still is black on the back. So let's have a look. He's had a dry brush on the front. Oh yeah, you can see the thickness on the sword. So this is just paint straight from the pot sort of thing, not thinned. And anyone that's painted white will know straight away that painting white over black is never the easiest. Hair escaping on the brush. Throw that out a bit because that's a bit, well, as you can probably see, that has coated pretty well. I'll do the base, see if we can. Yeah. It is causing a lot of glare on my camera, but there is an obvious reason for that. Is that's just coating straight over. So yeah, it is as good as the original. It's actually really good. No, I've got the studio set up at home. It's basically left over from lockdown, but I've just added a new computer to it lately, so I can actually do this more. So I'm sat in a, well, we converted this room to a studio during lockdown, so I could do this. Hi Kev, how's it going? So yeah, that white, I'll use Ball Titanium as well. So we get a side-by-side comparison. That was a lot thicker, the new white. But try this on here. Yeah, it's going on just as well. Yeah, we need to catch up, mate. Are you going to Expo this year? As for coverage, yeah. Again, that's straight over black. Good, cracking on. Bit under the weather with we think gallstones, so I had a bit of a funny turn at the shop a couple of weeks ago. Cool, we'll definitely have a catch up. It's, you can't see how good it is. I'd say they're both as good as each other for coverage, but the new one seems to be a bright. Is there any way to say a brighter white than the other white? I'd like, if I've got a base. Come on. Out of everything, I can't find any bases. Just a simple, standard, normal base. Come on. What's that? Oh, this will work. The box off my mouse. So, we did this on the streams in the past. So, that's it raw, 100% paint. Are you going down for events, or are you just going down for a look round? That's thinner. And that's more like a glaze. So, what I'm looking for here, and I'll move it to really close up, is separation of the paint. So you've got the raw, then the brush where I've half filled it, and then taking the paint as far diluted as possible, and there you can see that that's 150, 1, 2, 3. So to get it to split, we had to take it down to like 4 levels. So that was 4 lots of thinner to 1 lot of paint. Now we do this with the heavy titanium white. And that's quite thick, and it's awful to do because that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that pigment has gone from literally 100% probably down to less than 5, but it's still not. If you can just make out there, I can't get. You can see the little bits of broken down pigment of the paint. Where this here, where we've used the same. We're just using airbrush medium by Warpaint to thin it rather than water, because there can be pollutants or contaminants in water. So that has flow improver and thinner, so it should stop the splitting as much. But that one has got some really, yeah, that thinned out really well. And even when it's just a cloudy colour, you're talking doing a white glaze, you've got the ability with that to do an actual white glaze. Yeah, me and Zoe are looking at coming down to bit of business, seeing what new games is, having a bit of a chill out, catching up with people. But yeah, that's it. A lot thinner than I thought it would go. I have to say I'm quite impressed with that. I might start using that as my go-to white. Right, because I have technically run out of stuff to paint with not being able to paint Little Fella and having the stream set up properly. We'll be down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we go down for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we go down for the retailer day at Is the retailer day on the... It's normally 3 days, isn't it? So Friday, yeah. So we go down on the Wednesday. Thursday we're at the expo, at the what's it called? The thing for Asmodee, where we all meet up with Asmodee, and then we go to the show on the Friday. So cool. Give us a message the night before, and then I can keep an eye on it being a message coming through to get on board and come and see us. I think there's a few people that have said they're going this year that I want to try and catch up with. Right, and I can't even get the camera on me and that sort of stuff, so I'm not happy. But top and bottom of it this week, we got a couple of different trees done. So there's a one with old wash, there's a one with newer wash that still needs to dry and finish some bits off. I like the way that, I like the green that's gone now. And then I like the spruce one that's gone too. A bit better than the green that they started off as. So, thank you everyone for coming by tonight. As I say, sorry for the stream problems at the start. I will have a play around and get a fully new setup without the problems of the last one. So, thank you again for everyone coming. Sorry it was a bit of a mess, and I shall catch us all soon. Take care.